welcome. We are going live. We are going live. And thank you so much. Just going to get this phone moving in the right direction and get my memos here. So here we go. Welcome. Welcome to Habits for 2022. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing the room. I'm going to talk about a couple habits, a couple things that you need to do to get the habits to stick in this 2022 today. And I'm here sharing with you some information that is really remarkable. So I want to thank you for joining. I want to thank you for being here. Just give me a second. Let me put my audio here on the right tab, on the right volume, on the right setting. And I want you to follow me and be able to book an appointment and actually reach out to help you out later on. So here we go. Here's my link for my appointment calendar so we can have a conversation. So thank you, everybody. I want to thank you for joining. I want to thank you for listening. Today, I'm going to be speaking about habits for 2022, millionaire kind of habits. What do they do and how do they change them to stick? Because most of us in this time and day, 2022 now, we start something new and really it doesn't stick. Very few people understand what to do and how to grow the habit to that next level. But I do want to say thanks for those who are watching live. Thanks for those who are sharing this. Thanks for those who are really following me and sending me all kind of beautiful things. I do want to appreciate you. Just a thing for you. I just want to say thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it very much. I don't take it lightly, and I'm proud of every one of you. I want the best for every one of you for sure. And if we haven't met, my name is Kamal. I am a student and teacher of the Law of Attraction. I'm mentored by Bob Proctor and Laura Langmeyer on thinking into results. And what that means we think and grow rich. That means you change your habits, change your paradigm, and start really getting results beyond your imagination. So I'm going to talk to you about millionaire habits. I'm talking about what kind of habits you need to really start moving to that next level. Now, for that to happen, you will have to understand what is a habit. What is a habit? How does it become a habit? Because most of us will start something and then it goes away. We will start and then it goes away. You start the habit and then it goes away. So very few people understand it, let alone know how to change it. For us to change a habit, it's going to take a lot more than force and will and pressure and determination and just showing up every day. You have to change something on the inside of you. So if you've enjoyed the holiday and this time of the year, you're just like everybody else, you're jumping on the bandwagon of forming a new habit. And that habit could be reading a new book. The habit could be starting a new job, starting a new venture, starting a new mastermind, starting a new way of making money. It's a habit. Everything you're doing is a habit, but you just started and you're just about to fall off. You already don't feel like it. That's usually what happens. Between Christmas and New Year, between that December, everybody reviews themselves, reviews their history, and like, you know what? I really need to be doing this. I need to be losing weight. I need to be making more money. I need to evaluate my income. So they get to change, but they go on and changing them, and it just doesn't really happen. It doesn't stick. So for a few weeks, it might work, and then it stops. So what makes them stick? For millionaire thinking habits for 2022, what makes a habit stick? And I'm going to share with you how it works. So if you want to be like the top person in your career, in your adventure, and how the habits stick, here's what you're going to have to do. You can't just replace a bad habit. So you cannot replace a bad habit that you haven't been doing anything into something new. You have to just pick a bad habit and replace it with a new one. So bad habits were going to be there. So bad habits could be like binging on shows where you're there for 20 hours watching a show and never stop. The whole weekend goes like Saturday and Sunday, and your habits of watching TV or media or negative media. So if you want to change, you have to replace a bad habit with a good habit. So you got to replace a bad habit with a good habit. Now, this sounds simple. That's how it works. You can't just stop a bad habit. If you stop a bad habit, you do nothing, another bad habit would show up. So the problem is that most of us learn forming habits in a negative approach. Most of us look at a habit in a negative approach. What does that mean? So you can't get rid of the bad ones. You need to replace them. Nature abhors a vacuum. And if you want to eliminate the negative habit with replacing it with a positive one, then automatically a negative one shows up. I said that twice on purpose. So it sticks. See, repetition is going to help you get it. Repetition is going to help you get this idea straight. That's why you're not able to change. That's why you're not able to make new money. That's why you're not able to get any new business off the ground. So these habits forming requires repetition. Habit forming requires repetition or self-suggestion to your controlling mechanism. And who's doing that? Well, that's your subconscious mind. So when you want to change something habitually for good, you have to start getting in control of your mind, your subconscious mind. Your willpower is not strong enough to beat the power of the habit. So your willpower is like you wake up, you say, I'm doing it. That's it. It's me by myself. I'm doing this today, and that's it. Well, that's not going to last. It's going to be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks at best, and then you fall apart. So you must give yourself a verbal command and then attempt to follow it. That's the willpower. That's how your parents did it to you. That's how you kept telling yourself over and over again that you want to do it, and then you just eventually there come the day where you don't feel like doing it. You just are not going to do it. So habit forming should be fun. You need to change the way. Habit forming should be fun because we have this negative association to forming these habits. We have a negative association of reading books. We have a negative association of doing things that is good for us. We have a negative association of like you start on new vitamin pill, for example, but you don't stick to it. It's a good thing to have a good vitamin pill, whatever it is, C, D, B, multivitamin, but you don't stick to it. You have them and they're sitting there on the counter and you don't do it. So how come? How could we replace a negative habit with a positive one and making a mistake? What makes this habit forming such an elite thing, such a difficult thing to do? See, for a negative habit to stop, you got to replace it with a better one. You have to upgrade to a new model. Buckminster Fuller said, you don't just change, you have to upgrade to a new model. And habit forming requires repetition, requires suggestion, and your subconscious mind is going to refuse the new until you believe it's the right thing to do. Until you train yourself that that's what I'm going. You must give yourself a command and follow it, and that's when you become in charge. Now, pressure and force and will does not last, so you need to do it differently. Habit forming becomes fun when you have a different way of looking at it. It should be fun, but when you have a negative association to it, it's not going to work. So when you were young, you did not get praise. You did not get rewarded for what you were doing. You did not get stickers and you did not get da 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 da. So you did not associate it. So even sometimes you might even have gotten punished for not doing certain things. So you've started to form a negative association to these habits. So you have to make a habit forming a fun thing to do. So for example, how about generating money as a habit? How about selling one thing a day as a habit? Wouldn't you like to have a habit of selling one thing a day? Wouldn't that be nice if you're selling one thing a day? Whatever is your business and you're commissioning something, one thing a day, it's a habit. So let's put it into practice. What is a negative habit that you want to replace? And what you're going to replace it with? So we pick something. For example, let's say procrastination. You're procrastinating on something and you are not following up on these clients that are reaching out to you because in sales, most people, that's what they have. They procrastinate on what they need to do. So if you are in sales and you're procrastinating, I'm here to tell you that there is a way to change that. There's a very easy way for you to change this amazing habit and you start following up all the time. Now, how do you do that? Well, you have to replace the old with something different. So you have to write yourself, for example, something like this. I'm going to stop procrastinating and I'm going to start following up. But what do? You have to write this little affirmation that if you're telling yourself, I'm not following up, I'm procrastinating, you need to change it. And you're right. I follow up with prospects every day, no matter what, and I enjoy it. I follow up with prospects every day, and no matter what, I follow it. So we took a null thing that you're not doing, and you're telling yourself, I procrastinate, I don't follow up, to something new and better. I follow up with prospects every day. It's in the present tense, and you're actually doing it, and you're being positive. So we like to be positive. You have to be positive, no matter what, and you enjoy doing it. So you follow up with prospects every day, no matter what, and you enjoy doing it. So you're telling yourself in a positive way, motivating way, that you are going to follow up, you are doing it, and you're enjoying it. Three things that the mind needs, three things that you are craving for. Just like when you were a kid and you were told, hey, good job, buddy. Hey, good job. Hey, good job. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for doing it. People like to be appreciated. You like to be praised. So why not praise yourself? I follow up with prospects every day, no matter what, and I enjoy doing it. Try that. I want you to try it. I want you to try it for a few days, few weeks. I'm going to write it down in the text here, in the chat button. I follow up with prospects every day, no matter what, and I enjoy it. Imagine you start telling yourself that every day. You start feeling that you are doing it. You're following up with the prospect every day, no matter what, and you enjoy it. And then you're going to start feeling it, and you're going to start doing it. And as you start doing it, you're going to get more clients. So if you want to get more clients, that'd be one thing to do. So if you're a salesman or woman that's struggling with that habit, that's how you build it. Now, how long is it going to take? As long as it takes. It could be done in 2, 3 days if you believe it and start doing it and make it stick. It's going to be maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. If you come to a group where you study, where we have such these groups, it's going to be happening faster because you're going to see others like yourself doing it. So you write out a single sentence that describes what you are doing already. I know you're not doing it and it's a habit, but you want to start doing it. So you want to write it as if you are doing it. And that's the thing. That's the example. You say, I'm a real professional. I'm disciplined and I've mastered my prospecting and I'm following up with clients. You come up with it. You can use the one I'm saying, but you come up with the one that you want because the habit that you want could be different. So you take what you're telling yourself and you're not doing to something that you are doing and you want to do, and you start doing it. That's how you start training your command. That's how you start training your mind, your marvelous mind. You see, you have a marvelous mind as a machine. It's running on automatic. So this machine is running on automatic, the subconscious mind. I'm going to give you some mindset teaching now, which we teach in our sales course that you can come and join. And in Thinking into Results, you'll learn all about it, the 6 months coaching program. Would love you to look into it and explore. Have a conversation about it. See if it can help you fix one or two problems that you have. So imagine your marvelous mind is on auto command. It's doing what it's doing. You woke up, you did your thing, the way you had breakfast, the way you got your day going, and you're on autopilot. The way you answer the phones, the way you have your meals, the way you operate. Everybody knows what you're doing because you're on autopilot. This plane, let's say, is going from Chicago to Florida. It's getting there on autopilot. It's programmed to go on autopilot. Your subconscious mind is just like that. It's running there on autopilot. Why don't we give it a command and let it go? But it's only going to follow that command if you train it. You got to tell it a command, believe it is real, repeat it enough times, and affirm it and start feeling it. And then it's going to accept it. And then you're going to get there. Once it gets that auto command, you become like the GPS. You know that GPS that you have in your car, the one you program and you use every day? Just like that GPS. You put the program in there and you just go. You just follow. You just follow. Make a left, make a right, go up, go down. And your subconscious mind is on autopilot. Your subconscious mind just does what you want it to do. You just have to follow through. But you have to do this affirmation. Now, the trick is, here's another thing. You cannot have too many of these habits at one time. So you cannot say 10 different things that you want to do and expect them to happen. You have to pick 1 or 2 habits max, new ones. So it could be working out and reading a book. It could be booking clients a day and reading a book. Or it could be just booking clients a day, following up. It could be just that. Make it a game. Make it a game and start gamifying it. Give yourself some points. Give yourself some praise. Say, hey, good job. You followed up today. Hey, good job. You followed up today. People like to be appreciated. You like to be appreciated. See, in Thinking into Results, we teach these habits forming. Thinking into Results take you from not doing to doing. It takes you from not having a goal to having a goal. It takes you from having a negative self-image and negative attitude to having a beautiful self-image. And we teach you that. That's what we call Thinking into Results. It's a goal achieving system. So whatever is your goal this year, to achieve it with ease and effort, that's how it works. So I would encourage you to reach out if this resonates with you. Come on, talk to me. And just reach out and say, hey, man, I'd like to have a conversation about it. And if this is something you want to talk, let's do it. It's that simple. Listen, all you got to do is just reach out, send me an email, send me a phone call, and say, hey, I'd like to have a discussion with you. That's all. And we'll see if there's something there for you or not. I mean, it's that simple. So I'm going to put my phone number now right in the chat and my email. And all you have to do is just right after this, or while listening to me, you click on that email or you click on that number, you text and say, come on, when can we speak? Do it right now. If you're listening to this after 15, 20 minutes, do it right now. Say, Kamal, I'd like to start a new habit and I'm struggling. Let's see if we can help you. That's all. So you got to take action. You got to take action. And if this is resonating, that's what you need to do. If you don't take the action, nothing is going to happen. Don't underestimate the part where I said about not punishing yourself and not giving yourself a hard time. See, the most important rule is don't punish yourself and don't give yourself a hard time. You're attempting to build something new, writing a book, reading a book, a new job, a new thing, and you have to praise yourself. You have to be nice to yourself. You have to be kind. You have to be in a community that is doing that at the same time. And that's what I'm building. That's what I'm building for my team, for my clients, and it's incredible. People are getting a lot of results, a lot of good results, and you can have it too. So that's my second day here on habits, and I'm going to give you a few more points as we go along on habits because these first few months of the year are key, especially if you're working on goals, especially if you have something that you want to accomplish. So I invite you to book that appointment. I invite you to click on that link and say, "Come on, let's have a conversation. What is this about? I see you're getting results. I see you're, talking to some high people in the industry. Let's see if we can help you." So I look forward to speaking to you. I look forward to bringing to you more about habits and how you can change because doing it by yourself is miserable. Doing it with a team is a lot better. Doing this with your team is a lot better. If your team is not achieving the results that you want, it's time to have a chat. I want to thank you. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for following up. Thanks for reaching out. Here's my number, and I look forward to speaking with you. Have an amazing day. Thank you. And before I go, reach out. Blessings.